everything we need for Roy's setup on the way now. It's about a 2-hour drive. It's in London, so it might be a bit longer knowing what traffic's like on the M25. If those that live around that area, M25 is the UK's biggest car park, basically. Roy wants similar style to the Aquascape 900, so Trident Fern.
Trident Fern.
Classic. People know the Trident Fern by now if they've watched my channel. Attached to wood, ideally.
Alright.
Beautiful.
2?
Probably 2 then, because they're nice size, aren't they? Yeah. Okay, next let's get some crypts. So sort of medium size, maybe Wender TI. Yeah, that's nice. A couple of them maybe, if we've got any more of those. Yeah.
Petri.
Nice. So Aquarium Gardens keep all their plants in little kind of greenhouses basically. So they're all grown hydroponically, so they have their water circulating around the roots, but the leaves are exposed to the air, which gives them more access to CO2, less algae, just basically grow more robust. Looking really good, Dave. Nice specimens there. Some Bucophilandra and Anubias. Look at these beautiful specimens. That's lovely. Is that the wavy green?
Bucophilandra Thea green.
Nice. Beautiful. Oh wow, that's a good portion. Look at the size of that bad boy. Awesome.
Got Anubias packs in.
Oh, that's nice. It's a little bit like
different.
Big Pangolino, isn't it?
Yeah.
Similar leaf shape.
There's the smaller ones. That's bonsai.
Nice. Yeah.
Pangolino?
Yeah, why not? Cool. So just got some Cryptocorny parva, one of the slowest growing crypts and the smallest available, but this is going to be a beautiful kind of foreground plant. We'll talk about the aquascape design when we get to Roy's. It will all become clear. Nice one, mate. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi Roy, how you doing?
Hello mate, not bad, thanks.
Good, good. I'm at Aquarium Gardens now. I'm just confirming some of the plants that we need. I've got a load of crypts. I've got Trident Fern, Anubias and Bucophilandra. Did you want some stems at the back? Yeah, Balansai, that was it. Submerged section. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, mate. Let's go for 5 pots of the Balansai then. And did you want some moss for the wood?
Yeah, that's what I wanted. I wanted some all that wood pretty much all covered in moss if possible.
Well, I'll just use one portion. It's quite big, and then we can just spread it quite thinly, and then you'll get really good growth. Cheers, mate. I'll speak to you soon. Cheers. Bye. So I'm here at Roy's now, and we've got the plants. We've got all the hardscape ready. We've got gravel. We've got plant growth substrate to go under the gravel. We've got rocks. I can't wait to get started. Let's go. I wanted to show you this awesome wood. This is called structure wood from Hugo Kamishi. Aquarium Gardens sell it, there's other shops that sell it. Really good pieces. We've got 2 pieces here, and the idea is we're going to do kind of 2 islands. Now it is super floaty, so Roy's been trying to sink it for a good week or so, and it's refusing to sink. So what Roy's kindly done is drilled some holes in the bottom of the wood, and then wrapped cable ties around some egg crates. So this is used in reef keeping and other applications, and this will sit in the bottom of the tank, and then we'll put the substrate and the rocks around it, and that will make sure it stays sunken. So I think that's a really great idea. It's such beautiful wood, you can almost position it any angle you want and it would look great, but Roy's kind of after 2 islands, so I'm going to kind of make sure the most interesting kind of features of the wood are facing forwards. Immediately notice this huge piece of wood here, so I think that will look great coming from the right in towards the centre of the aquarium, so let's put that in first. Okay, so the wood fits in, but it is very, very near the front glass, and it will make it awkward for cleaning the glass for maintenance, so we're going to take it out, saw a bit off, and then put it back again. Okay, so the wood's in. Next step is to put our substrate in, and we're going to be using this Hugo Kamishi Polario medium grain. So grain size is about 3 to 4 millimeters. It's inert, so it's not going to influence the water chemistry. Beneath that, we're going to put some Tropica plant growth substrate. So we're going to put this underneath the gravel. This is going to help feed the plants. It's got a high cation exchange capacity, or CEC, which means it takes the nutrients from the water, locks it into this, and helps feed the plant roots. Another option would be to use like a soil substrate. Tropica do a soil, but Roy wants like basically a nice kind of clean path and foreground, so I thought it'd be more efficient just to go for a completely kind of gravel substrate, and then we can use this to feed the plants underneath. The idea behind putting this at the left and the right hand sides of the tank is that's where we're going to be planting into the substrate. So around the centre of the tank there's going to be an open pathway basically, so there's no point in putting this there. Now Tropicus about a 1 centimetre layer. You can go deeper, but it is important to ensure it is 100% covered with our top gravel, because it does contain so much nutrients and it will cloud the water. Wood and gravel are in. Next we're going to put our stones in. So I've hand selected some beautiful pieces of mini landscape rock. I think we've got about 7 kilos or so here, and it's going to blend in really nicely with the gravel. We deliberately chose the gravel to match the mini landscape rock, and we're just going to put this around like the base of the wood. That's not only going to help weigh the wood down again, but obviously it's going to add aesthetic impact as well. And I'll position the stones really carefully. Pay attention to the strata. That's the natural lines that run through the stone. In fact, I've done a recent playlist called Aquascaping Tutorials. Check it out on the link up there right now, and it will explain to you exactly how to position hardscape, how to choose the right hardscape, and just how to use it effectively in your aquascaping, so do check that out. But mini landscape rock, really popular in aquascaping. It is limestone based, so it will potentially increase your pH and hardness in the water. It's not an issue because we'll be doing frequent, fairly large water changes, and if your water's quite hard already, it's not really going to have much of an impact, so nothing to worry about. Hardscape's done, really happy with it. Lovely wood, lovely rocks, quite easy to create something nice if you've got good materials to work with. So yeah, you can see already the kind of style we're going for, 2 kind of distinct islands. Next is going to be planting, can't wait. Guess what I'm using? Crypts and ferns, boosh. Okay, got loads of plants. We've got about 4 different species of Cryptocorini, we've got 3 species of Bucophilandra, a couple of species of Anubias. We've got some Cryptocorini balanci. This is the submersed variety, so that's going to add an instant kind of background. And we've got my favourite, one of my favourites, Trident Fern, ready attached to wood. So getting a lot of, I would say, feedback about my plant choice in a lot of my scapes these days. So, you know, I tend to use a lot of ferns, crypts, Bucophilandras, Anubias. And the reason for that is low maintenance, and I kind of make no apologies for that. So I do a lot of aquascapes for clients, and they don't want to be trimming necessarily their plants every week. They want a sustainable layout, and they might not have high lighting. So we've got not super bright lighting in here. I think there's 60 watts of LED for a 4-foot tank, so not a massive amount of light. So it's important to choose the plants appropriately, and that's why I've chosen what I have done. So all the plants are relatively easy. They don't actually need CO2 injection, most of them, but we have got a CO2 injection kit which we will fit later. So yeah, there's the plants. Let's start planting. Exciting. Okay, we've planted. I think it looks great. Really happy with it. Roy's really happy with it. And we're ready to fill with water. I'll just give you a quick rundown of the process. I did obviously the filming beforehand, but the first thing we did was put the crypts in, and then we put the rheophyte plants, or the epiphyte plants, the Anubias and the bucophalandras. We put the submersed form Cryptocoroni balansae in the background, and then we put the trident fern in. Before we did that, we glued the moss on. So all low maintenance plants, all relatively easy. We are going to be using CO2 injection, so absolutely confident that all these plants will thrive in here. And yeah, I'm really pleased with it. Filling up with water now, and Roy's got a mature filter ready to run already, so we're going to put some livestock in there pretty much immediately. And yeah, really pleased. Okay guys, that's it. Really pleased with the Aquascape. Roy and his wife love it as well. That's the most important thing, obviously. And I think it just shows really nicely how you can achieve a beautiful aquascape without spending loads of money on a high-end aquarium cabinet and lighting, etc. This is a Fluval Roma 240, which is off the shelf. You can buy it in most retailers. And it just shows, you know, invest in nice hardscape, nice planting. We've got a CO2 kit, decent fertilizers, decent substrate. There is a bit of an investment there, but you can achieve, you know, really nice results without spending the earth. So I've got a question for you. You might have noticed the blue background. When I got here, I was like to Roy, are you sure you want to keep that blue background, Roy? And he was like, yeah, I love it. You know, I'm not changing it. So fair enough, it's his tank. Can't tell him what to do with it. So actually, it's grown on me. Once the water's filled, it's a lot darker blue, and I actually quite like the contrast with the yellow of the fish. So let me know in the comments, what do you think to the blue background? Would you change it, or do you like it? Okay guys, that's it for now. Take care, keep on scaping. Cheerio.